Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Zenless Zone Zero reaction. Today we have March On Tiny Titan Event Theme 1. This was requested by Kachauga in the comments of the last video, and he actually put in two others as well, but I decided to pick this one purely because he said there's not an official upload, and part of me kind of likes the Wild West energy of there not being an official upload, so I'm gonna listen to this one. There's really no other deeper reason to that. That's what I decided on, so I guess without further ado, let's go! Ooh. Okay, we're in this genre again. I'm hearing some of those acid synths already building up. Ooh. Ooh. Wait a minute. It's a little more underground. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, the build. I get so easily excited with these now. Oh, oh, heavy. Oh, heavy. What a beautiful bass tone. What an amazing kick. There's like no attack on that at all. It's all tone, just woo, 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 churning. That's really good. Letting all of the attack land on the snare. Yeah, this is definitely more like techno underground. I thought we were gonna get some more like acid wave stuff in here, but there's definitely less of that. It kind of shifted its feel pretty much right away. Ooh. Ooh, we're settling into this breakdown. Oh, that was a tasty wash. I get so easily hyped, man. I'm so easy. But I mean, can you blame me, right? I definitely see why this was one of top 3 for Kachauga. Really gets me interested in the other two now. God, I love that. It just settles in so well to that bass line. All tone, all pulsating feel. I also really like that the lead on that last section, very like Neo Tokyo. Also, it's kind of interesting to see gameplay from this perspective, just because I've usually only seen it from like directly behind. I haven't seen this arena third-person style yet. I assume it's a special event sort of thing where it's like waves of enemies or something, but I mean, the theme though. It's been a very hot minute since I've heard like real big room house, and that's what that was. I was talking about a lot of other genres in there too because they were reminding me of them, but at its core, this is definitely big room. It has all of that energy on the sub bass, and that's kind of characteristic of that genre as well. Having all tone, no attack, very just bass heavy, letting basically the big room you're in take care of all of that absorption for you. For big room, you're meant to feel it in your feet and your chest. You don't really need any of the attack, and you tend to leave that to other things, like having a little bit more of a spicy or aggressive, a thinner, if you want to call it that, lead on it instead. It's definitely more popular to do that in that genre, allowing the higher end frequencies to be taken up by the lead synth, so it's usually a little bit more plucky, a little bit more like, some people might call it grating or aggressive. I just call it sharp, you know, like all kind of the same thing at the end of the day, but it takes care of that frequency space, so you don't need it down low with a very aggressive attack on the kick or anything. You just need the tone down there. You're supposed to feel that bass and feel it really deep in your chest, and that's exactly what this did. Even through the headphones today, I could feel that in my chest. That's a really good bass tone. I love the note they chose too, because you can really do any note you want for that bass line, but the one they picked, very energetic, very standard, but also a great pick. You know, when something is standard, it usually does the job very well, and that's how it became standard, and that's very much the case with that tone. It's just a really good middle ground to pick for that bass tone. It's so common because it does its job so well. Of course, for any song, you can pick whatever key you want to make it in. For this one, I'm pretty sure that bass note at least was E. I don't know if that's the key it was in. I didn't really pay that close attention to the technicalities of the song, but I'm pretty sure that bottom note is an E, and that works out really well. It's a very resonant note. It has a lot of place in the musical scale. It fits pretty much anywhere, so that's why I'm not sure exactly what key this is in, but most times if you're making a song and you have something like that is like a resonant bottom line, something that the rest of the song sits on top of, you want it to be the root. That's why it's called a root. It's the base of the whole song. You got to build the tree and all of its branches on top of that root note. But E is also just a very energetic, flexible note. Like I said, it has a lot of resonance. It has a lot of room to move, a lot of relationships and other keys and other things. It's involved in everything. Similar to how C, the C major scale, is also very popular and very flexible because it's all of the white keys on a keyboard. E is just something that has so much room and a little bit more flexibility than C, because while C may cover all of the white keys, you don't have any other keys and the black keys that work with that. E opens that door a little bit. Actually, speaking very technically, I'm pretty sure that E has the most flexibility because it's half on the black keys, half on the white keys. So with that, you have half sharps and flats to utilize, and also half of it is whole notes you can utilize. So there's all of this room, all of these branching potentials you can take from. So E is a great place for a lot of people to start. C might be easy because it's hard to mess up when you're playing and you're learning piano, because how can you mess up only playing something on the white keys? It's the easiest thing to pick up on, in my opinion. But for E, if you want to start getting a little bit more fancy with your composition, it is like the next step up to how to learn how to work with those relationships. And in this case, leaving that resonance open to expand and get a little bit more nitty-gritty with your sound design, stuff like that. You can throw in different tones and different notes, and it's just a lot more friendly to something like EDM that tends to be more in the minor key. That's not to say a lot of EDM isn't also in major, but EDM loves to kind of ride that line of, hey, let's make this sound like it's shifting somewhere. Let's make it sound a little bit aggressive. The like tilting I talk about a lot on this channel, when I say that something tilts, it's usually due to a half step down or half step up change, which is something that going from a white key to a black key or black key to a white key is. Exactly. It's just my own personal verbiage of how to explain that in layman's terms. Basically, it's sick as hell, it's flexible as hell, and for this song, it carries it so well. It allows so much room to move, it allows so much creativity, and it is still a banger choice for any genre out there, basically. But I did not anticipate this to get so technical, even though I still tried to keep it as like bare bones as I can with the whole music theory thing. I don't like to overwhelm people who don't know anything about music when they're listening to me talk about this stuff, but hopefully that gave you a little bit of information on how these songs work. And if you're a composer and you haven't thought about working in the key of E yet, who are you? You know, like, do it, try it, give it a shot. If you're not a composer, start with C, you know, like, just try it out, play around with discover something, go to your grandma's piano or something and just mess around with stuff and figure it out, because it is so much fun to just do stuff in music. You don't have to try too hard, but you can look up how to do certain basic chords and keys, and you know what, compose something. Put 4 chords together, bam, there's a song. You know, it doesn't take that much effort. It's just a matter of if you want to try. And for stuff like this that is so much more technically impressive, you're like, man, how did they do that? How can I do that? At its core, this is simply an E note with somebody kind of going doop 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 randomly on a keyboard. And obviously for this song, these producers are very good and they know exactly what they're doing, but don't let that dissuade you from trying. You know, like, give it a shot, try some stuff, mess with some stuff, really express yourself and just kind of fuck around a little bit. No matter what genre you like, I guarantee you the keys of C and E will carry you most of the way there. But I'll digress there. I've yapped enough about music. I feel like I'm trying to sell how to be a producer and composer on all of you right now, so I'll end it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you to Kachauga and everyone who voted that one up so I could get to this song. If you want me to get to another one from that collection he had, request it down below so I can see it next time. And of course, I'll do my best to get to the most popular one next. And I guess that's basically it. If you want to follow me and support me for other stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!